Finally, WandaVision. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am the Caramel Critic, and today we get to discuss WandaVision. Disney Plus finally released the first 2 episodes of WandaVision, and needless to say, it did not disappoint. Now this video is going to be about some of the Easter eggs that were in both episodes 1 and 2. Some of these were easy to catch and some I had to do some research. So the first episode starts off as a 1950s sitcom. The whole intro is basically Dick Van Dyke. So we see that Wanda and Vision just moved into this neighborhood, and Vision works at some company. We have no idea what he does. He doesn't know what he does as well. And his boss has to come over for dinner, and Wanda has to cook dinner for them. Now, one of the first Easter eggs that I noticed was on their calendar. It was marked August 23rd. And neither one of them can remember what that date means. Eventually, Wanda thinks it's their anniversary, and Vision thinks it's the night that his boss is supposed to be coming over for dinner. Now, this might be a stretch, but it would be too crazy to be a coincidence. August 23rd, which would be 8/23, and there are different ways you can write the date. Sometimes you do the month before the day, or you do the day before the month. So if you do the day before the month, it becomes 23/8 or 238. And in the Avengers comic number 238, the issue deals with the revival of Vision after he was injured in an earlier issue. And also in that issue, Monica Rambeau's Captain Marvel joins Vision and other heroes to fight against the villain, Moonstone. And as you know, if you watched these episodes or you saw the trailers, Monica Rambeau is in the WandaVision series. So you could say that Vision will be revived and actually be brought back to life during this series. The next Easter egg I want to point out is when Wanda is pouring a bottle of wine. On the bottle it says Maison du Mépris, which in English means House of Misery, and we know that this series is based on the House of M storyline from the comics. In the comics, Wanda has a mental breakdown after losing her twins, and she creates this false reality where her children are still alive. And so we see that she's doing that with Vision in this series. The next Easter egg, they have commercials in these 2 episodes like it's a real sitcom. And the first commercial is for a toaster from Stark Industries. Now, this is supposed to be the top of the line new toaster, and it's blinking, and it starts blinking a red color. Now, the series is in black and white, but you see this red color in the toaster, which is our first splash of color. And the toaster itself is beeping as if it's like on a timer counting down like a bomb. Now, this definitely is a reference to Tony Stark and Stark Industries, but it could also be a reference to when Wanda and Quicksilver were trapped inside their house in Sokovia when a bomb hit and killed their parents. And they stayed there trapped, staring at a Stark Industries bomb, waiting for it to explode. So this definitely can allude to Wanda's past. It seems that little pieces of reality are popping in there, and when they do, it's in color. Wanda and Vision's neighbor Agnes, she's in both episodes, and she wears a brooch very similar to Agatha Harkness in the comics. Now in the comics, Agnes is a witch who trains Wanda. She helps Wanda get pregnant by Vision. So we don't know what role she actually will play in the series. It's safe to say that Agatha is probably Agatha Harkness from the comics. If you watch one of the trailers, you see in one scene she's dressed as a witch. It seems to be for Halloween. And she keeps popping up and is always in Wanda and Vision's business. So it's very possible she could be the one who has Wanda in this state and is keeping an eye on things, making sure she isn't broken out of this fake reality. And so one of the last Easter eggs for the first episode, we have all the way at the end of the episode, in true MCU fashion, all the way at the end, they give us a little hint. We see that what seems to be a command center, and there's someone taking notes, and when he closes the book, you see the symbol for sword. Now this is another faction of S.H.I.E.L.D. that deals with more intergalactic problems. So we see that S.W.O.R.D. is monitoring Wanda. It seems that they're trying to get her out of this false reality that she's in, and maybe they're keeping notes, and they're monitoring the reality that she is projecting. Okay, so on to episode 2. In episode 2, it opens up to Bewitched animated style. Now this episode opens up to Wanda and Vision being in bed. They're in 2 separate beds, which was something that was very common in shows back in the 50s and early 60s, even though they were married. So they hear a noise outside and neither one of them wants to go really check it out because they're afraid. So then we skip into the morning when Vision comes downstairs and Vision is wearing a tie. Now, there's a diamond pattern on Vision's tie, and it appears to be reminiscent of the kind of business attire Vision wore in the Marvel comics, The Vision. In the comics, he wore a diamond-shaped tie clip in the same pattern that's on his chest. The next Easter egg is Vision's Cabinet of Mysteries. So they have to do a talent show, and Vision decides he's going to be a magician, and Wanda's going to be his assistant. You see when he closes the Cabinet of Mysteries, the symbol on the front, it looks like it's in the shape of the Mind Stone, just elongated with rays coming out of it. We also see that Wanda is dressed very similar to how Mary Tyler Moore dressed in her TV shows. She was wearing pants, which was something that was very rare during that time. So the next Easter egg, after Wanda and Vision finish practicing their magic act, Wanda hears a sound outside again. It's a wiring and then a bang. So when she goes outside, she sees in the bushes that there's a toy helicopter. But this helicopter isn't in black and white, it's actually in color. And the colors are red and gold, and we all know that, sort of like Iron Man's colors. And it has the number 57 on its side, and the sword symbol is painted on the front. Now the 57 on the helicopter references the Avengers number 57. This Avengers number 57 is the first time we see Vision in the comics. This is his debut. Now some people have speculated that maybe the helicopter was a real sword helicopter and it tried to enter the reality Wanda has created, but when it entered, it somehow became a toy. But I'm not sure about that one. So we have another reference to not only sword, but to also Tony Stark. So this episode has a commercial as well, and this commercial features a watch. Now, if you look at this watch, it's about a Strucker watch, and it features the Hydra logo. Now, we know that Wanda was a subject of Hydra, and she was tested by their leader, Wolfgang von Strucker, who died in Avengers Age of Ultron. So again, we see bits of Wanda's past peeking through during these commercials. And these were probably 2 of the hardest times of her life, when she's being tested by Hydra, and when she thinks her and her brother are going to lose their lives by the Stark Industries bomb. Now, one part of the episode, Wanda is at a social gathering with a bunch of women, and there's a radio there, and she starts hearing someone calling her through the radio. Now, I wasn't sure who this voice was. I couldn't really make it out. When I looked it up or tried to research it, it seemed to be Jimmy Woo, who was an FBI agent in Ant-Man and the Wasp. Now, I'm not 100% sure if that was really him, but someone is calling Wanda through the radio trying to reach her. Again, it seems that she has created this mental state and Sword or somebody is trying to break through and help her out. So the last Easter egg I want to talk about has to do with the very end. Wanda and Vision are talking, and when she looks down, she realizes that she is pregnant. And she asks Vision, is this really happening? They hear another sound outside, one that they heard similar to the beginning of the episode, and when they go outside, in the middle of the street, a manhole cover is removed, and someone dressed in a beekeeper outfit emerges, surrounded by bees. Now, when this person turns around, you can see on the back of his jumpsuit the Sword logo. So again, this could be Sword trying to reach Wanda. Some people have also alluded to that it might be AIM, Advanced Ideal Mechanics. They're a group of scientists whose work serves the purpose of overthrowing governments around the world. They do wear uniforms similar to beekeeper outfits, and the founder of AIM is Baron von Strucker. So if it's not a Sword agent, it could be an AIM agent trying to get to Wanda to use her powers, since they already know what she can do. Now when Wanda sees this agent, whoever he is, she stands there, she says no, and she rewinds time, and they end up going back to her and Vision in the living room and being overjoyed with her being pregnant. And when they're enjoying her being pregnant, you look at Vision's face and he has color back to his face, and then the entire room becomes colorful. So the next episode is probably going to be set in the 70s. So we clearly see that anytime reality starts to seep in, she changes things. She does not want to deal with what is going on in real life. So I look forward to seeing what the next episode is. I have seen some people saying that the episodes were boring, which I get it. A lot of action did not happen. It just seemed like 2 regular episodes with a splash of mystery thrown in there. But it's to be expected. It's the first 2 episodes. They're not just going to give it away the first 2 episodes, not even the first 3 or 4 episodes probably. You just have to stick with it and know that Marvel knows what they're doing. They know how to tell a story, and so they are going to drag this out probably over the course of the season. But I feel like we're going to get more and more info as the episodes go on. The first episode, we just got that glimpse at the end of the sword agent. In the second episode, it was like a longer scene with the beekeeper. And so for the third episode, I feel like they're going to give us a little more. They're just giving us little by little. So just stick in there, hang in there, and we'll get through this together. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Were there any Easter eggs that I didn't mention that you guys noticed? Do you plan on sticking with the season and watching episode after episode to get your answers? Let me know down in the comment. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell for notifications for when I release my next video. I have an upcoming review on Sylvie's Love, and I am hoping to do one on One Night in Miami. I've been waiting for this movie to come out, and it's finally out on Amazon Prime, so that's going to be my next one after I release Sylvie's Love. So I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.